back. Ed and Luna are running around, so they're having fun. So yeah, so yesterday I came up and I did a little bit of a vlog because some things around the yard have changed. So the weekend is now assisted DIY, just because it's just a deal that the owners cut with all of the liveries. We all have a slightly different deal, but this one is mine, which is fine because I used to work with horses and I don't get to anymore, so it's nice to come up in the morning, muck out, ride and go home, or go to work or whatever I'm doing. So yeah, today I'm just gonna continue on the today I'm just going to continue on my little videoing that I was doing yesterday. So yesterday I was mucking out and I was grooming Lily. Now Lily has this weird thing on the back of her legs that I need to get sorted out now. I think it's just from all the buildup of the dirt over winter, and I'm just going to give her legs a bit of a wash. Now it's very drizzly and rainy and it's not the nicest day, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wash her legs, hose her off, dry her up, put some pig oil on it, and we'll see how we go. It's still very early, it's like 11:30, so it's way too early to leave her in for the full day, but we'll see what happens. I might even get to ride. I'm not sure if I'll ride in the rain. I do have to be in work for 3 o'clock today, so we'll see how we go. But it's exciting because this weekend, fingers crossed, I'll be going for a cross-country lesson, and my friend Emma, who you saw in my flatwork session video, she'll be coming to video again that day, so I'm super excited. And I've picked 2 dates preliminary that I want to go and do the Eventing Ireland 80s. So there's just a horse in the arena that's booked, so she's still on board, so it's good. So yeah, I've picked a day in March and a day in May, so we are gonna go do the 80 centimeter Eventing Ireland. I'm not sure if it's still training, because 80s used to be training, but if you think of the British Eventing Society, whatever it's called, they don't have a training. They started 80 as official record classes, so I think that's the way we're going. Fingers crossed, because I'm not ready to step up to 90s at the moment. Lily's fitness and technique and training just isn't ready for the 90 at the moment. Maybe next year, but 80s is where we're going to start this year, really get a good go. Now, we did a 90 last year and it just blew Lily's brains out. She was super over the top excited and she just couldn't focus, and then our show jumping was atrocious. But yeah, so I'm going to head out to the yard. I'm going to put a jumper and a coat on because it's bloody freezing out. Oh no, it's actually not. It's 8 degrees out today. Can you imagine? 8 degrees. So anyway, I'll rug up and I'll go out and get my horse. So I'll see you out there. So here we are, and the first thing I do, depending on the condition of her bed, is I'll sweep everything back, and I'll make sure that everything that's like on the rubber matting behind the door in the stable is swept back and combed through, and all the clean bits, or as much of the clean bits that can be kept, are kept, and as much of the dirt that can be taken out is taken out and brought to the muck heap. So yeah, just sweeping back and moving on to the next part. So here we are. I flick everything up against the walls to get all the heavy bits, the hay, the straw, the poo, the dirt, anything that's been mixed up in the bed comes down. So you see me just throwing it all into the wheelbarrow, ready to go to the muck heap. But that's it. I leave it up to try and let the ground dry before I come back. And so here I am on the little journey with the wheelbarrow, bringing it to the muck heap. toddle on back to the barn with my wheelbarrow. I'll just leave it outside the door, and then my next call of duty, port of call, even phrases today are not my thing, I will get hay for Lily. So the deal is you muck out your own stable and you do your own hay, and if you have a water bucket, you do your own water bucket. But I have an automatic water drinker in Lily's stable, so that's just a part of the stable block that I'm in, so that's what she has. So I bring it all up, I load it into the wheelbarrow, and I bring it back down and I pop it into the stable for her, all ready to go for the evening. So next stop is to bring down the bed back and set it all up. So you see there's marks on the rubber matting. I just try and let the ground dry first before I bring all the bedding down. So as you can see, after I've flicked it all up against the wall, I'll drag it down, I'll spread it across, and I'll just try and give her a really nice big bed. Now she's on the matting, so I can afford to give her a wider bed. So I have a little line in the middle of the stable between the two mats, so I just bring it out to there. Now the girls during the week who do the yard, they do it totally different, and that's absolutely fine. I do it just my own way because that's the way that I've always done it whenever I've done shaving stables. And then I'll just make sure that the banks are all up, and then I'll level the banks, and then I'll sweep everything back, and I'll create a little line because the little perfectionist in me likes to have a nice neat line, even though I know Lily will totally come into the stable and muck up her bed, and you know, that's fine. I have peace and control over her bed for about 10 minutes, and it's super. So one thing I noticed during the editing was when I was looking at this video, I have it on the 0.4 or 0.5 time zoom, and it's actually just made the stable look minuscule, but I swear it does not look that tiny. It is such a bigger stable than it is on screen. So I've got her grooming kit. You've seen the state of my locker. It's a mess. Could definitely do a cleaning that out. But I've headed back down to the stable just to get her gear all by the door so that I'm ready to go. And then I head out and grab her from the field. So I just start with the grooming for today. That's basically my focus for those 2 days, is just to give her a good pampering and TLC session. So I head out now. Ed likes to come for this part, and he always joins me, saying hello to his little nemesis, Rossi. The two of them, they're either best friends or they hate each other. It's very entertaining, but also have to try and keep them away sometimes when they get too rough with play. But sure, look, that's it. Dogs will be dogs. But there she is now in the back of the field there, and you can just about see her, and we'll go over and have a little chat with her. Lily, my love, Will you be my Valentines? If you eat this, it's a yes. Good girl, Lil. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't bite my hand, thank you. Good girl. So I've just picked out Lily's feet, and I try to do that more often now just so I can have a look at her feet, see what condition they're in, keep an eye on when she needs to get shod, if there's anything going on with her shoes, or if I need to get anything changed. Just a good idea to see what she's like. So the rest of the video is going on to the washing and the plaiting and the tail brushing of the video. So yeah, let's have a look and see what happens. So as you've seen, the first thing I do with Lily is I try and get all of her feet nice and wet, really soaked through, so that when I do go to add the shampoo or whatever I'm using, it's already wet and that the suds will take to the legs, and then I'll be able to scrub them in with a brush. I'll scrub off her hooves, I'll get the dirt off, and I'll make sure that I get in behind her underneath her hocks, by her heels, make sure that I'm getting all the dirt underneath there out, because Lily is prone to mud rash, and it's about this time of year where I need to start getting it organized, to start getting her feeling better, so that she's not in any discomfort and that she's ready to go and take on whatever we're doing in terms of training or competing. And so we're really ready to just get on with things, and she's feeling the best that she can.
Yes, I'll come back to
So once I've done all the scrubbing and the sudsing of her feet, I rinse out my brush and I just give all of her legs a good brush and water off, because I want to get as much of the suds off her skin and her coat as possible. And then I make sure that she's all nice and clean, and we move on into the barn to get her a little bit more groomed in terms of her body, because it is still a little bit too cold for a full body wash and our solarium isn't fully working just yet. So I might wait for another couple of weeks just to get the weather nice and warm again, so I don't have to bathe her in cold water and cold weather, because I didn't leave enough time to turn the hot water on. But we'll just have to wait for better weather to come around. So Lily's mane doesn't always naturally fall on the correct side of her neck. So what I like to do is I will brush it over, and then I will put it into stable plaits, kind of little ponytails all down her neck. And then I'll do this trick that I learned from a show jumping yard, where I invert the ponytail, and then it helps to keep the mane lying down on the correct side of the neck and train the hair to stay over. Now it only lasts a couple of days once the bands have come out of her hair, but I think it's a little bit more beneficial than doing nothing with it. Yeah, just giving her hair a good brush through, and then I'll get my plaiting bands out and I'll start separating her hair for the little ponytails. Lily is such a trooper, so she will just stand there and be pampered and groomed and looked after for as long as I will do it. She's such a sweetheart. So here I am talking with Grace, the girl who's standing in the stable, and then I have another woman with me, Annika, who is another livery on the yard, and she's there. We're having a grand old chat, and as you can see, I'm back and forth between looking at her and doing what I'm doing and paying attention to everything. And then there's Lily having a little check over my shoulder going, are we like anywhere near done? But yeah, no, she's such a sweetheart. And I'm doing her little ponytails, and then I'll invert the little ponytails so they'll look really nice, and I'll show you at the end when they're all done.
Yes, I'll come back to you.
So this is a good shot of Lily's mane with all the little ponytails in. So for Lily's mane, I try to leave it as long as I can until it goes closer to competition time, and then maybe a couple of weeks out from any competition I'm going to, I'll cut it with a scissors. I know that's super against tradition, but I'll use a thinning rake, and then I'll use a scissors, and I'll just get it nice and neat, and then it'll have grown out enough for plaits, and her mane will look amazing. So here we are with Lily's tail. Now Lily's tail was so long, and you can see that it's still stained up muck at the bottom. I had chopped off a chunk of it because it was just getting tangled and matted and disgustingly stuck with mud, but I decided a couple of weeks ago I'd just chop it off. Now I usually do like to keep her tail a little bit shorter than maybe it should, because it does like drag in the muck, but it's really nice here. And Lily has a fabulously thick tail. It's thick from dock to tip, and I love it so much. Like, I could brush it every single day and it would never go thin. So here I am just brushing out all the muck, and I have put loads of detangler in it, and I'm just getting all the the little spiral tendrils out, and I'm brushing it. You can see in that transition that it went from all stuck together to nice and fluffy and full, and she has such a beautiful tail. And I'll have to get around to washing it soon, but you can come along for a pre-show wash vlog and you'll see exactly what I do. I don't do anything majorly different, but if you want to see how I do it, definitely follow along for that in the future. But yeah, this is the last couple of brushes that I do for her tail. Give her a couple more swoops through it because it's so satisfying. But yeah, then I move on and I keep carrying on with what I'm doing. And there she is, all rugged up and ready to go out. Pig oiled, sprayed, ready to go back out to the field to enjoy the afternoon. So until next time with my cross-country schooling lesson vlog, I will see you all next time. See you later.